Ah, welcome, welcome. We got six sets of eyeballs. Let me know if you can hear me okay because I am at my new place and it's different. Mr. Hemi, Alucard, Riff Rage, and everybody else listening, what is happening? It's been almost week and a half, 2 weeks since I've gone live stream. I've cleaned up the house. Good to see the dudester. Uh, Cleaned up the house, sold it last week, moved out Friday. I moved in here Friday. So I'm in a studio apartment. Um, Perfect. It's exactly what I wanted, month to month. Everything's included, all utilities, internet, you name it. So let me know if the internet, if you can hear me, if it's slow, what have you. So, Christian Henny, good to see you. Appreciate your history, even if it's a nightmare. Now, people might have an issue with this. This is more of an esoteric type of discussion. And I would have hated somebody telling me that if I went through a shit show. Really? I should appreciate a shit show I went through? Yeah. At this point in life, I think I can say yes. Did I want to? Would I would do it again? No. I wouldn't be here without it though. So appreciating what you've been through has set you up for something down the road. If you accept it, if you decide, you know what, that's not going to hold me back. What happened in the past is the past. And again, it sounds cliche. Trust me. I know it sounds goofball. Good for you, Christian. Hopefully you're comfortable in your new spot. Thanks, Slam. I am. John Markel, good to see you. Hey, you see Bitcoin today down quite a bit. I planted my rosemary cutting yesterday. Attaboy. It's not as fast as old internet, but definitely tolerable. Okay. So that's good to know. Apparently we've got Google Fiber, but thanks for letting me know. But again, we have to understand something. Accepting where you came from and where you are today should be some sort of appreciation, even if it's little. Just the fact that I am here, I made it, I went through life, we did it. You know, 10 years ago was a different story, man. That sucked the day. That sucked the day I moved out and saw my kids suffer and me suffer. But I tell you what, I would never have known 10 years later, over 10 years later, how much peace, quiet, and freedom I have in my life because I had to go through that. Oh, and it's a nightmare. The history of nightmare, if you're a guy, sets you up for success. Well said. Look at all the nightmares in life. Guys that were rejected, denied, left on the street. Sylvester Stallone is a very interesting story. He was rejected because he was not attractive looking, apparently. He spoke with the weird, he had a lazy eye. And he's become one of the biggest icons in movie cinema in the last 50 years. He got rejected, lived on the streets. What kind of nightmare was that guy living? Trying to push, at the time, no internet, no cell phones. In fact, probably half of the houses had a telephone. But he kept pushing, kept pushing. Do you think he wants to go and revisit those days? Hell no. Gold's been up and down a little. I invested gold back in '07. Still got it. Thanks, John Markel. I'll give you guys probably a little tour, but it's month to month. And I closed last week. Greatest thing ever. And the new owners have it. I'm out. All that money's sitting in all the proceeds are sitting in my Fidelity cash management account at a high interest until I decide what I want to do with it. It's a damn hellhound. Attaboy, Alucard. Learn paranoid and believer on my base. Good for you, brother. Carl, married once, lots of LTRs that were mostly good, but nope, none of them were worth the investment I made into them. So lesson learned. Good to see you, brother Carl. He's sipping on some whiskey tonight. Gran Turismo, there you go. Watch a playback and compare to old videos. Audio is great. I see subtle choppiness on your video if it's included. Yeah, I see it a little too. But that's reality. I mean, we would not be sitting here talking today, and a lot of you guys have been around for years on this channel and other channels. And we have to just tell us the story is the story. And I wonder still, where I came from, the resilience I got through. Maybe it was my upbringing. Maybe it was the fact I wouldn't quit. Maybe it was the risk taker in me of being an old skateboarder that wouldn't give up. but it was a shit show. And that's why we tell men, be careful who you lay horizontal with. Be careful who you trust. Be careful how you display your chemicals that are called love and or that you call what we used to call them love. Be careful because that can set you up for a very, very intense nightmare that might take years to get out of. Most of what men have gone through have made them the men they are today. Nothing great comes free, even if you absolutely. In fact, free is people like they love the idea of free, but there's no value behind free. When if you don't have to work for it, right? Well said, Jerome Markel. Stories are testimony. Ooh, I like that. Stories are testimony. Sotnar, good to see you. 2 to 3 year plan to disappear in the hills. Attaboy. Off-grid living. It's fun to watch the viewpoint you had 15 years ago slowly getting adopted by more and more men. Back then, all I got was the who hurt you? Oh, every now and again I hear it. How, what are your emotions? Are you emotional? No, I'm not a woman. We have emotions as men, but we share those emotions with other men. Hey, I'm feeling like crap today. You're a dipshit. You're great, man. You kick ass. You're good. Okay, I feel better. That's all a man needs to tell to another man. What you've been through, we've been through it. You're good. Somebody to bounce an idea off. We don't need to display those goofball softiness. Boy, women want men to be like that, to be all sappy and soft, but they don't. They hate those type of men. That's what women do. Time to be financially celibate and keep every piece of money you have. I couldn't agree more. This is a very weird time we're living in. None of us have lived through this. We don't know what's going to happen. 250 years coming up as a republic in the U.S. We're seeing the civilization collapse everywhere. We're seeing incomes be challenged by AI. We're seeing all sorts. Relationships are not pretty much most relationships are non-existent today. They just think they are. And I was watching a Richard Cooper video. Every now and again, he pops up. I listened to him at one point, and he's got some decent nuggets. His clips. He's talking about men. A lot of men want relationships. They want girlfriends, which is fine. Hey, we get it. But when they get in the relationship, they realize how much work it is, and they realize they don't want to be in it anymore. So it's kind of a weird. If you know that before you want a girlfriend or a whatever, but you get in it and realize it's still a shit show, you begin to see life differently. I have to deal with the hellhound first, and I expect to get bitten. I'll be fine. Attaboy. Soft men is fine after hanky-panky. I don't want your solutions. I only want you to listen to me complain. Attaboy. That's what it's like. Talk to FJT. Good to see our FJT. He knows a thing or two about these gals. But, I mean, I'm talking to my buddy whose kid is 25, and he's like, he's got his first girlfriend, and apparently he's just a puppy dog. He does everything she says, which a lot of us have been there. I'm not saying, look, I say 98% of women are not recommended. That's it. 1% to 2% are. And if those 1% to 2% are still driven by a hypergamist or a hypergamous operating system. Okay. Hypergamy is the operating system within women. 98% of women display the operating system of hypergamy transparently. They let it be known. And the 1% to 2%, that, in my sister's case, is dormant. Guys, run over to FJT's channel. He's got some great vids. He just moved too. Tennessee, right now, is where millionaires will be made this year. A great story to tell your grandchildren. Absolutely. I'm waiting I think there's going to be quite a big pullback. Once this AI bubble pops, you're going to see the S&P 500 drop down to significant levels, which would be perfect buying time. In fact, now they're saying real estate. I sold my house at the right price at the right time. It took a while, but I tell you what, man, if houses drop, that's going to be interesting. I got out at the right time. Gran Turismo. I don't know much about that game, brother. It's sad I didn't know what vetting was until after divorce. No, none of us do. This is not taught. A man's not going to go up to another man and say, watch out for women. Because that man's going to think, if he has no idea, he's going to think, Oh, who hurt him? He must be a weird dude. You have to go through it, unfortunately. Everyone does. And men will go through it even after they know it, right? We've seen it. Many men on this channel have gone through it and they've realized, yeah, we thought this person was different. Sometimes we have to go and experience what it's like again to realize, because we're so hard headed. We're so programmed to believe that a companion, a woman, will bring us happiness. Some could. I'm not saying some can't. I'm saying for the majority of men, it doesn't seem to be existing. We're not going to have the GDP growth we've had in the past. Well said. Now with the lack of family creation and boomers taking a dirt nap. Well said. We're going to see a very different trajectory, right, Carl, of the S&P and the different ETFs. I'm buying up so much stuff right now. Attaboy. What would it be like if there is a Mad Max scenario? I keep thinking, every day I go get my Mountain Dew and it's fine. But you never know. This shit can happen real quick. It will be imported PWS. There you go, Hemi. Hemi up in Canada. History is going to repeat itself. Oh, it's a combat series. Gotcha. Never played it. Those people watching with an average IQ of 68 are going to create some great learning opportunities. Well said. S-Tape. Yes, Tape. STB in the chat. Singletown. Check out his channel, guys. Good stuff. Hope you're doing well, brother. A guy I used to be cool with got bullied around by his fiance. I took him out of his birthday for his birthday, and his fiance said, "You better have him back before." Oh, jeez. I bet you did. I bet he's like, "I got to get home." Oh my gosh. That's no surprise. A lot of women are like that. I mean, women are transparent today. That's one great thing about the internet. They're transparent. They're showing their true colors. So thank you, internet, for women showing their true colors. Really. Learn basic skills and bushcraft skills. Grow your own food and learn how animal husbandry. Well said. Learn how to tie a knot. It's one good thing the Boy Scouts taught me. Water purification, building fires, tying knots. You can do a lot with knots. Well said. Rip to Eric Zombro, man. He was a good, sweet man, dude. Liked him. Been on our channels for multiple years. So unfortunate what happened. I don't know if that 9/11 dust got in his lungs or something, but man, he fought till the end. So rip to Eric Zombro. Good man. I'm buying the dip. Absolutely. What do you think Warren Buffett's doing with his $375 billion? He pulled it all out. He's waiting. This shit's going to drop to 30-40%. And if it does, that's a great buying time. That's when he buys. Just follow when he buys. I don't know how much longer he has on this mortal coil, but geez. Yeah. Men are appreciated for their nightmare history. Women are not. Well, I mean, we can talk about this stuff all the time, right? Start with easy animals. There you go. Well said. Chickens and rabbits as well. Rabbit's good food. Good meat. God bless him. Well said. Well said, Hemi. Yeah. It's unfortunate, man. Protecting our freedoms or helping. And he goes by the wayside, but he is not forgotten. And within 50 years, we're all going to be there anyways with them, if not sooner. Silver's also dropping. I saw that. It's been crazy. I mean, talk about hysteria. But you have to accept your story. I don't care what you've come from. I really don't. Poverty and being behind bars, being false alligatored, whatever it is, appreciate where you are today. Even though that nightmare sucked and you would never want to revisit it again, you just have to appreciate that you made it through. If that's all you can appreciate, you have a foundation. Adrian, good to see you, brother. Hope you are well. I do hope he was able to reconnect with his daughter. I don't know. We'll have to ask True Blood or Dak. Maybe Rusty Rivers knows. But yeah, it is what it is. I mean, unfortunately, this mortal coil is real stuff, guys. We've seen a lot of our our, our buddies leave within the last 5 years. Several of them. MGTOW Life, Richard from MGTOW Life, wonderful man. We've seen Spetsnaz. We've seen Frank. We've seen SCE, successful. We've seen um, Black Irish fellow. What was his name? Up in Idaho. He was with us for a while, and then he passed away. You know, a lot of guys have left us, and a lot more will. It's great when people know and they can post, about some of these guys go missing. There's guys that have been on my channel for years and they just gone missing. I've tried to reach out to them, nothing. So I wonder if they've gone. We live and die. That's the way of nature. Well said. But what we do in the time we have, that's the challenge. Well said. Time is never earned back. Whatever time you have that's it. Yesterday is gone. Tomorrow doesn't exist. And today is all you have. So I'm not going to fight anymore about replaying that story in my mind 10 years ago or 50. Seafood, attaboy. Seafood Black Irish. Well said, Hemi. I'm going to live the rest of my life. Now I'm done. I'm doing. I sold the house. That was step one. Got to tie up some loose ends here, and then that will be step two, and step three will be moving forward. Appreciate the little things in this thing called life, because when it's over, it can be over just like that. Yeah, time, especially at 53, I'll be 54. Time is passing quick. All of a sudden it's 7 o'clock at night. So use that time to better yourself and accept your story. You don't have to like your story. You don't have to like what you went through. Well said. Rest in peace, Paul Proteus, as well. Well said, brother. Dude, Reno. Rip a lot of great guys that I'm happy to have spoken. Yeah. Renegade. That's unfortunate about Renegade. Watching video games. Well, video games is something to play. Just don't play them 24/7 and eat Cheetos. Got to get out and do stuff. Play real video games. Appreciate that, FJT. Yeah, I got what I wanted, to the right couple, right price, and with the right timing. It's crazy. I said that to myself 9 months ago. He said, it's not selling. I don't know why. Weird market conditions. And I said, you know what? This house is going to be sold to the right person at the right time for the right price. I said that. I declared it to the universe, and it happened. There's power in words, folks. Power in words, especially what comes after I am. Whatever you say after I am becomes real. You say I'm a loser, you're going to find life throws you loser experiences. You say I'm a winner, you're going to see winner experiences. Simple as that. Carl, that's a great question. Soon. We're already, can you believe that? Already in February. Super Bowl's coming up. I took a lot of losses with many women, though. Throughout the years, I gained a whole lot of experience and knowledge. The more I know about females, the more I keep away from them. No benefits granted. Good to see you, Darkness. Well said. We all learned something, right? We've all had to learn something. Don't treat your life as a movie. Treat yourself as a victim in the front of others, and exploit when the time comes. Sometimes it's just best to leave the evil people away. That's your best power, walking away. That exploits them more. No, I'm on a month to month. It's like basically an Airbnb. So my credit's been frozen for like 4 years. I froze all my credit reports. I haven't how to use it. Hadn't had to open new accounts, nothing. I don't finance anything. Yeah. Credit's a big fucking anchor around your neck. But unfortunately, if I was going to rent an apartment, I'd have to do credit. I did manifest, Hemi. Well said. I'm telling you, whatever you believe in your life for yourself, my dad would always say to me when I grew up, if you believe you can or can't, you're right. I think Henry Ford said that, but he always told me and my brothers that. If you believe you can or can't, you're right. Well said. It is the reality of it. Single town. I can't borrow in the bank because I have a brain injury, so I have to stack up the greens. Yeah, a lot of people. I mean, even the banking system is whacked. Oh, I've watched The Secret too. I remember when it came out. I have a better book that you should probably read called Busting Loose from the Money Game by Robert. Oh, geez. What's his last name? Busting Loose from the Money Game. Only get into some chick's pants. There you go. Yeah, I did. That was one thing I didn't want. My realtor was supposed to hook me up with his apartment, but he overpromised and underdelivered, and it was on a month to month, no credit check, and it didn't come through. And I'm like, I'll just Airbnb it. The reason I think an Airbnb was attractive: no utilities, no internet, no credit check, no taxes, none of that crap, and you can leave whenever you want. I remember when you were trying to help him, FJT. Unfortunately, that darkness overtook him. At least many men tried. Stack those greens up. I am growing garlic, onions, and shallots with thyme, potatoes, along with cocoa trees. There you go. That sounds good. You know what I just had today? Microwaved in the microwave 3 eggs, threw some salsa on them, a little bit of cheese, and had a little bit of salad. Basic stuff. And every now and again, I'll go buy, canned chicken or tuna or what have you, and throw it on some bread. And you can eat pretty decent for not too much. And especially if you have your own garden like Alucard. Robert Kiyosaki. I read his book. I just don't like the banks because they're not your friends. Well said. I'm also learning how to dry herbs. Attaboy. Yeah. So that's reality. Figure out your story. Let your story be. Accept whatever comes out of it. If you can't accept your story, just accept where you're at today. It's got to be better. You're actually out of the nightmare, or the majority of the nightmare, if you're watching today. Do I want to repeat that nightmare? No. And I think that is the truly well said. Skills are important. That is truly, literally, the message of the red pill. Can you leave the nightmare behind in the theater? Or are you going to go back and watch it again or revisit it again? And so many men do. So many men will revisit that story. They'll do exactly the same, thinking it's not going to be a nightmare, but a romantic rom-com or drama. They find out the hard way. Minimalism is where it's at, John Markel. I had a very difficult time renting here in Tennessee. They don't like the word retirement, especially my age. Just tell them you're a consultant. I mean, I even paid up 2 months up front. No credit check, $1,000 a month, all utilities. I mean, my buddy was going to let me live at his place, $700 a month plus utilities, but I have my own place, bathroom, everything, kitchenette, perfect. And there's no stove, but there's a fridge, a microwave, a coffee machine, an ice machine. I can make a lot of stuff in the microwave. I hardly used the stove when I was at my pad. All I did was make pizzas in it, or a turkey at Thanksgiving. John Markel, every day above dirt is a blessing. Well said. Just moved to Vietnam or Thailand and live like a king. That's the key. I mean, I'm watching these videos. You can live for $1,000 a month. I mean, there's videos of guys living in 1-bedroom flats in Vietnam for $160 a month, full everything. Why would you even buy something at that point? That's the key, Carl. We're on the same page, man. We are on the same page. No, I pissed on it and I walked away. Attaboy. I have a tent with a stove, so I'm good. We don't need a lot. My boys came there. Dad, this is so small. I go, that's the beauty of it. You should see my storage unit. It's literally 5 by 10, and I could probably get rid of 3/4 of the stuff in there. You don't need much, folks. You don't need much. A skateboard, a guitar, maybe, a bicycle, a few pairs of shoes, one being some boots, a couple pairs of jeans, a jacket, a few flannels and t-shirts. You don't need much. You don't need much, right, Alucard? Go and simp no more, says Darkness. Well said. A lot of guys are doing it. One of the reasons guys get back in the bad relationships is because they're lonely. If anything, the red pill should teach you that loneliness is a skill you must overcome. We've talked about this multiple times. If you don't understand being alone, you will make terrible decisions again. Whether those are romantic decisions, whether those are economic decisions, religious decisions, you will make bad decisions over and over if you cannot be alone. It's funny. Religion teaches a lot about Jesus, and I think Jesus is great. I love his teachings. He was alone the whole time, pretty much, walking around the desert. Right? It's like don't follow Jesus, be like him. Be a minimalist, be alone. Learn how to deal with people. A lot of guys living in their vans. Well said. Ask Timmy Kramer. He knows a bunch of people when he goes to San Diego. Been living in their vans for years for free in San Diego. San Diego is amazing. It's had its shit show in the last few years, but still great. Rad, I was so frustrated. I even offered 7 months up front and I still got denied a place. I showed them all my funds and they're scared. Yeah. I mean, next time, I just looked at Airbnbs and this popped up and they had said, we can't Airbnb this exact unit, but we'll rent it to you. I'm like, perfect. Because I was going to Airbnb this exact unit and it Airbnbs for like $1,800 a month. Seraphim, good to see you, brother. Absolutely. I brought my guitar. Don't play it too loud. But yeah, most of the stuff I have is gear, books, and seeds, plus a retirement fund and metal. Attaboy. But that's the reality. People go through life just every day they're watching the same nightmare. I don't want to watch my nightmare again. Nah, I'm done. I left that theater. I acknowledge it. That's it. No way. And that's what stops men. Men just can't accept where they came from. You have to. That's the only way to move forward. You have to accept that you were in a shitty marriage or a shitty relationship or somebody, embezzled from you. Somebody did something or you got in bad situations with substances and accept it. Once you accept it, life can improve. That's another thing. Your employment can be gone tomorrow. Most people are living paycheck to paycheck. They're literally 2 weeks away from being homeless. That should scare everybody. If you have not learned how to live minimalistically and at least have some reserve funds, or live in a way that you can maintain yourself on very little income. Right? So we teach everybody, we all teach ourselves that this is not something you learn overnight and something you read a book and you're done with Red Pill. This is something you have to continually drill into your head. Even Rad drills into his head. There's residue, programming residue from my childhood, from my relationships, from my ex-wife that you still process. You're always going to process it. Some memory is going to pop up. What if I did this differently? What if I did that? Then you have to get back on and remember peace, quiet, and freedom. What does that mean? It means you can't accept the programming society gives you. You cannot believe your buddies that ran off and remarried for the third, fourth, and fifth time. I got a buddy remarrying a fourth time. She's remarrying him a fourth time. And I said, wow, you guys are great at it. I'm going to try to be supportive, but come on, we know the rules here. If you can't see the rules, she's just got maybe a wetter vagina and a prettier face or a shorter name, but it's the same programming behind that facade. She just wants the carrot. She wants the title. When she gets the title, she's out. It's as simple as that, guys. FJT, I think you need to get over to 6 months over in Southeast Asia. Trog, good to see you, brother. Hope you are well. Shout out to Trog. Trog's been around for a long time on this channel. Women wearing masks every day. They are very unstable and unpredictable. They are a disaster. Everybody wears a mask, but women wear the thickest masks, physically and mentally. And you know what? Everybody wears a mask at some point, right? You wear a mask in front of your kids at times when to show them strength or to be strong or what have you. But I think as you get older and more transparent in life and the experience you have, that mask begins to whittle away. But well said, Darkness. It's about acceptance. John Markel. When you're a man, it's only a female who can be stupid and live great. Well, the problem is men are waking up. I would say more and more, but I don't know the legit. They might wake up and then they might go back to sleep and get back on the carousel or get back on the plantation, right? Fake up equals war paint. Well said. They might just get back and say, look at Gregory the Red Pill Guru, 30,000 subscribers, consulting men. He'd been married once, had 3 kids, got a fiance the second time, had a kid with her, so he had 4 kids, and then he married a Catholic single mother with 1 kid after years of telling people not to get married. Do you think his is going to work? I wish him well. But based on women and hormones and trajectory of women's lives and men's lives together, it doesn't look promising. Yet we'll see him again. I guarantee it. And he's simped himself big time since he's got with her. You guys remember Gregory, the Red Pill Guru? Bald guy? Looks like most of the social media apps are now banning those filters. Interesting. One dude even wasted my time and money. I told him I wanted the condo, so he had me pay for a credit. Jeez. Yeah, I had a bunch of people saying, we need this credit fee if I was looking at apartments. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do Airbnb. Screw it. Maybe it might be a couple $100 more a month, but I don't have to be in some long-term commitment. That's what I didn't want. I wanted month to month or week to week. Drug says when things get tougher for women, they will chameleon into fake trads. Don't get sucked. I was telling a buddy this. I said, do you really think women are stupid? Women are very clever. Their programming knows how to manipulate the majority of men. Now, let's not use the word manipulate. Know how to aid men in getting them what they want. Let's talk about that. And most men will gladly pay and provide gifts and money and food for the privilege of being the boyfriend. Okay, so it's not really manipulation. It's the fact that they're thinking that transaction is going to bestow them a better future. Well said. They're one BJ away. Well said, Seraphim. China banning OnlyFans. Interesting. But that's the reality. So women are very clever. Very clever. They know men nature better than most men know themselves. They can get a man to emotionally, they can emasculate a man, an alpha male, very quick. Look what Eve did. I mean, you don't even have to take my advice. Go look at the Bible. Repeal credit checks, attaboy. Russia's banning OnlyFans. Well, pretty soon I think more and more will ban that crap. It's correct. Women manipulate men. I don't think they view it as that. I think they probably view it subconsciously as that, but they probably view it as, this is the cost to be within my orbit. And so men pay it. Simple as that. And so when you understand what's going on, you realize we all paid for it at one point. FJT Rad, I'm probably going to spend 1 to 3 months. Good for you. I think, man, at this point, 3 months in Vietnam, I bet you learn. He'll probably be fluent in 2 to 3 weeks knowing FJT. Females know how to leverage their sexuality to get men to do it. Absolutely. They've learned. It's just all ingrained in them, just like it's ingrained in men. Our traits, the majority of men. Funny how redlining was blank and led up to the housing collapse. Well said. So why wouldn't credit checks be considered? Exactly. They might be considered for a certain type of individual. Carl. Metal Gear, good to see you, brother. Hope you are well. Trying to calm down in frustrating situations, I am in control of my emotions. That slam brings up a good point, guys. If you're not in control of your emotions, the outcome doesn't look good. There's another man that took out his ex, or his ex was leaving him, and then he took himself out in front of his kids a couple weeks ago. 2 kids alone by themselves, mommy and daddy no longer. All because he couldn't control his emotions. He couldn't see this. If he would have understood this, but his emotions destroyed him. This is the problem with men's emotions. If you do not know how to deal with them, you will suffer, potentially your existence. Well said, Jerron. They know exactly what they're doing. People say, oh, they're so dumb. Nah, I don't know if they're dumb. I mean, Run DMC has a song called Dumb Girl, which is funny as hell. NWA says, I ain't the one. But they're clever, and they understand male nature. They probably don't understand their female nature because they live it every day. A lot of men who take the red pill either really digest it or end up back on the plantation. Well said. Well said, Marvel Elite. Good to see you, brother. And everyone, I'm telling you, women have a superpower. They truly do. They understand how to charm. They understand how to get men. It takes a very strong man. There's red pill men have fallen back so many times. You got your shield, attaboy, Metal Gear. I mean, there's been times I've hung out with a couple gals, attractive as hell, but I know exactly the situations they're doing. I know it. Once you know it, you can't unknow it. Once you've seen it and lived it, you can't unlive it. And they're beautiful. Well, successful. You can't let the beauty or the success or what they're like sway you from knowing the foundation of life, which is this. The majority of relationships do not end in peace, quiet, and freedom. Don't be fooled by the ladies wearing the headscarves. Ask me how. You got to make a video about that, FJT. Guys, run to his channel, subscribe. He's got great videos, travel videos, and women's voicemails. You'll learn something. Make the tough decision putting my cat to sleep after 14 years. He was sick with cancer. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Jerome Markel. But you know what? We all have an expiration date. At least he's out of his suffering. It's okay to walk away and save yourself before something bad unfolds. Again, men don't like to lose. So an investment into a woman or relationship is an investment. So getting out of that investment or that relationship seems like you're losing your investment. That's why men stay. It's as simple as that. I agree. Women setting up themselves to be traditional, right? Men have unlimited power when they control their biology, and the truth. But how many men can? How many? You know what? A man that's on retention, retaining his seed, is a lot stronger than a man that is not, in terms of potentially being swayed back. That could happen, but at that point, they've been able to control their biology for quite some time. Ed, good to see you. Women benefits just by standing next to a man. Therefore, we get punished to satisfy them. So my money, my place, my life, her body, her problem. They're attaboy. Good to see Ed. Ed's been around for a while too. Women setting up traps everywhere toward weak men. It's very tricky. Of course. And they're still single. Remember, I went on a dating app 6 months ago, and the same women are still there. Literally 70% of them are still there. They're older now. You can tell. Some of them say they're younger than they are. And men will believe anything. Shows up on a date. Oh, I thought, hey, you look great for 40. Well, I'm 50. The dating app lied. The dating app made a mistake. No, you have to confirm your date. The man's like, oh, okay, whatever. You're starting off a dating app. Weird. And then you realize that there's been, fake ages and shit like that. And you're still going to go forward. Happens. Notice how a female history and nightmare work against her. A man's history and nightmare works for him. Well said. Well said, Jerome Markel. Absolutely. Accepting your nightmare, but never having to revisit is what we're talking about. If you're watching this and you've gone through a nightmare, And if all you can do is accept it and be grateful for where you are today, then the nightmare was part of that journey. That's all I'm saying. You don't have to like it. You don't have to want to revisit it. You just have to accept it. This is why men fail. They're too afraid to accept it. They revisit that over and over and over again. Appreciate that, Seraphim, putting FJT up. Never had to use a dating app or service, says Adrian. Good for you. They're shit shows now. Try no fap. Discipline is power. Controlling anything, being disciplined, routine, starting even to fast. I'm beginning to fast from technology. I'm starting to do some technology fast. Literally, like starting with 12 hours, 8 p.m. to 8 a.m. No looking at the phone. Trying to go up from there. At least try to do at least one to 2 days a week, 24-hour fast of technology. Can I do it? But that's outside of work, so I got to use my laptop for work. But I'm talking about just doom scrolling or not doing the things because it's easy to pick up a phone. Fasting from food and substance is easy, but fasting from technology, because it's so ingrained in us now. Think about these kids today. My kids, I worry about them. Right? Because they've literally grown up with technology. How about the kids being born today? The parents don't even watch them. They give them an iPhone. They can literally play on their iPads at 1 year old. They know how to navigate a damn iPad. I've seen it. And I look at the parents, because I've known some of them, and I'm like, just thinking in my head, you have no idea the damage this is doing. Maybe the mark of the beast is technology. Maybe it is the instant gratification of technology. Even misandry is part of the nightmare. Well said. OnlyFans, insatiable desire to hit and quit like Greg Adams does. Part of the nightmare. Well said. Rumble videos from his laptop. Attaboy. I'm in the Aaron Clary camp of women don't really like men that much today. And based on my LTR dating, I agree with that statement. A lot of women are going Skittles too. The downfall of women is here, and it's continuing. It's continuing. It's good. So whatever you hear, these content creators, what's happening, very few women. I've known a few that are decent, very decent women, but most of them are damaged goods forever. You do not want to eat a rotting banana. You can, but you don't want to do it. Would have been nice to have a wife help raise my boy, but I accept she's gone forever and I have a job. Well, just be glad that he's 10 or 11 at this point, Slam. And by the time he's 13, it'll be a different world because he'll have his buddies. That's a new phase. And he's got a father that he's seeing masculinity. Technology is like us being hooked to a machine and having our thoughts stolen. True. Most of this internet shit, Delart, good to see you, is literally they're feeding you ads based on some weird. Google said they want to be a part of your subconscious brain. Have you ever noticed you're scrolling on something and you're typing something into the search bar and it knows exactly what you're going to say? That's scary shit. Talk about Blade Runner, Minority Report. The Warriors, 1515. Honesty is the downfall of everyone. Women and men are effed. I'd agree with that statement. Good to have you. Appreciate you being here, brother. Tell me where you're from. They know that word misogyny, but never heard of the word misandry. They're done. They don't even know the definition of blank, yet still use the word. Well said. It's over between men and women, Rad, for the majority. Yes, I would agree with that. Betty, good to see you. Most women have zero respect for any man, especially for their husbands. I've seen it. I lived it. Still see it today. YouTube is hammering your content. No surprise, Trog. Rad, are you still headed to Mexico? Yes. But I got some things to tie up, unfortunately. So it'll be a couple months. Dan Patrick, good to see you, brother. Hope you are well. Men making women multimillionaires by buying their OnlyFans. Yep. And what a travesty that is. Those women are, there's going to be a lot of deletions, self deletions from OnlyFans on both sides. That black mirror everyone has in their hands and suck. Oh, well said. That it is a black mirror. When I turn my phone off, I have a black case. It's a black mirror. Go study black mirrors. Go look what they are, what black is in the lexicon. It's witchcraft. Greg Adams actually did a very cool live stream with a witch and talked about the black screen. If you can go find his channel and find that live stream. It was like 5 years ago, but it was highly, highly fascinating. People are sad. I mean, we live in a very dangerous environment, mentally and emotionally dangerous environment today. No doubt about it. The warrior. Females don't fight for what they believe in. They fight for what they've been taught to repeat. No, isn't that the truth? Ain't that the truth, Gerard Markel? I'd always be guilty of my past and history, but at the same time, I appreciate it very much and always grateful. At the same time, good or bad, just accept it and move on. Well said. You're going to have days, this isn't saying just forget it and move on. This is saying accept it. There's going to be days that something's going to pop up and piss you off. That's human. That's being human. Those memories might cause some very difficult situations for you. We're not saying that's going to pop. It pops up in Rad's life. I avoid the ex like the plague. I wish her well. I truly do at this point. I used to not wish those. Let's just say I used to not wish that on her. I wished something else. Delart, mirrors are supernatural portals. Well said. It's sad the way things are now. It is what it is, right? Fortunately, when in the 80s and 90s, when I grew up, women and men had very different relationships, although hypergamy was still there. It was just dormant. Mayor, good to see you. We live in an emotion-driven society. That is the truest statement of all. Emotions, if you cannot handle your biology and emotions, you are screwed. You will make terrible decisions with your wallet, with your wiener, with your heart. It's as simple as that. Primo, good to see you, brother. It's been a while. A dark black past is mine most valued possession. Mega Death, Dave Mustaine. Good to see you, brother. Hope you are well. Hedonism is an extremely empty way to live, as well as living with a screen in your face. Pretty much the same thing, right? Just giving the attention to things that truly don't, in the end, bring you any productive value. Everyone can blow their wad. That's not hard. But the guys that continually seek nailing chicks, and I've had my share. Now later in life, it's like, you know what? I know what it's like. It's empty. They want us to rely on technology. Well said, Alucard. You win or you learn. I learned a lot of hard lessons. The hard lessons are the best lessons learned. Well said. Europe, brother. Good to see you. Talked to Europe the other day on the phone. Nice guy. In Germany. Dealing with those German schlampas. Schlampa is sloot. Has anyone seen what is known as Maltbook? Basically, internet strictly for AI and not for... No. I know that they're talking weird languages to each other. Mayor, my divorce was hard, but it taught me so much better and stronger. I think a lot of men in here agree with that statement, brother. Your post is the biggest blessing for your future. Learn from it and do it better. Your past. Well said. I shut that nightmare door. I do not want to go back to that theater ever again. Staying single is where it's at, Christian, for a lot of things. Working on yourself. The best thing you can do, Undercover 304 is well said, Europe. The best thing you can do being single is work on yourself. That's the reason you're single. Work on yourself. Build a better body, a better mind, a better heart. Learn some philosophy. Seeking female validation creates more nightmares, so it's best to ignore them at all costs. Metal Gear. Schlampen. Was it schlampen or schlampa? When you're in a marriage and you're spending time taking care and changing diapers, I know a coworker, it's difficult. Did it? Did it 3 times. Wait till they get sick. Wait till your child gets sick. 2-year-old. I did have their mother was wonderful. She was the best mother. Truly, truly was the best mother. Till my daughter turned 13. Internet is the undercover 304 world to the create simps and weak men. I agree. Your boss doesn't really understand yet. Still programmed. I don't care what anyone says. I'll never get married. Well, look, all FJT is all he has to do is look at his dad and the divorces he's gone through to see it. Always do a better job on yourself. Don't ask for any unwanted help. You try to be as self-sufficient as possible. If you don't know something, learn it. Don't rely on others. If you, at all costs, if you can possibly do that. You're still retaining seed. Yep. You've been doing that for a while now. Sometimes it takes a nightmare to become a nightmare to be the darkness, to the darkness. Yeah. I respect my nightmare. I accept it, and I never want to live it again. It's as simple as that. It got me to where I am today. But living that nightmare sucked. 24/7. Wasn't even 24. It was like 25/10. Felt like 10 hours, 10 days in a 25-hour a day. It just seemed forever. Everything is on the phone. It's all public knowledge. Yep. You will just be talking to your buddy, and then go on YouTube, or if you do the internet socials, and you'll see ads all of a sudden based on what you just discussed. Do this rock chip. Say that in your phone. Windshield repair rock chip. See what pops up. I guarantee you're going to start seeing ads in your email, on your YouTube. This shit's all intertwined, man. There's no privacy. Well said, Jerron Markel. I'm disappointed my dad got divorced 3 times. He's still, well, loneliness, and he's older, and he's got to be at least 60s plus, maybe early 70. He's under the idea that women will help him not be lonely. The most loneliest men I know are men in relationships. Your boss is probably jealous because you're living the single life. It's a terrifying and lonely world, and it's going to get a lot worse before it becomes worse. I agree. I think we're just at the tip at this point. As someone still in the throes of a divorce with an evil ex, do not do it. Lies, gaslighting, manipulation, sociopathic, life's too short. Well said, Trogue. Yeah, you've been through a shit show these past years. And does he wish that nightmare on anyone? Yeah, he's still here, sharing his wisdom and experience with others, as we all have done. The only difference between me and Trogue is I'm out of it. He will eventually be out of it shortly. So send prayers his way. Old Kavochian proverb says, those who have no brain usually use force to enforce their stupidity when it comes to people. I can get on board with that. If I had to do it all over again, I would not do it all over again. No. Even though I love my kids. No, I would not want them to go through it. And I've said that. Well said, Trogue. And I've said that to multiple people. If a time machine came today, I would jump on it. If I knew what I knew. Now, if a time machine came today and I didn't know what I would know, I'd probably redo it. The nightmare for divorced men will haunt us forever, especially when kids are involved. I didn't see my daughter for 6 years now. That's right. Mysterio, good to see you, brother. All good. It's small. I'll have to take a video and show everybody, but it's been good. Mysterio, the mighty Mysterio from Winnipeg. Got another Canadian in the chat. Tom, good to see you. All 4 of my nieces and nephews never call or send a text. They just post on Facebook to keep my family updated on their newborns. Most of them do. Most women, even in their 40s, 50s, and 60s, won't even get on the phone anymore and talk. My sisters are like that. Or my sister that's the oldest. She was 33. Interesting. I think 90% of people worldwide are acting like robots. No smiling, no happiness. Well, yeah. They're programmed. That phone has programmed. It's by design. Hammerhand talked about that. The most angry, miserable guys are the married ones, but they can't leave because it's the money. Yeah, they don't want to leave their investment. They don't want to give it up. Catwoman's a total skink. And then in Halloween in Utah, a lot of women dress up as Catwoman. Go figure. Your boss is jealous of the fact that you have freedom in a lot of ways. Tom says it's a good thing they don't call. I don't want to talk to them either. I'm just saying the dynamics of people, humanity, society. When I grew up, you had to talk on the phone, right? You had to go and cold. There was nothing called cold approach in the 80s. You just went up and talked to people. You had a group of friends. They had a group of friends. You would mingle and talk. The cold approach, the dumbest thing I ever heard. Not in the 80s. Maybe in the 90s when they started doing that game shit. There was no such thing as cold approach. I liked a girl. I went up and talked to her. She'd come and watch a skateboard. Her friends would come watch a bunch of skaters. You just go up and talk to them. Hey, what's your name? Rhonda. Great. You coming to the next skate park, the ramp with us? Oh yeah, we're coming. And that's how you hooked up. You just talk to one another. And nobody talks. Everyone's afraid of each other. People send voicemails without even calling. I got a voicemail on my phone that it didn't even ring. Like, it's just, humanity is just wacko. It's cheaper to keep her. Well said, Europe. They have glazed over eyes, says Primo. You can tell a lot by a woman. The eyes, how much addiction they have to their phone, to life itself, to their credit card. It's easy to tell. It's easy to tell. Many men have told me in private that they regret being married or regret having kids. We are 100%. There was no smartphone in the 80s yet. Shit, we didn't have the internet. My dad did not buy a VCR. You know what a VCR is? Video cassette recorder. No divorce is coming. Well said. Played video because I think the thing was out for like 5 years before he bought one. And the big thick ones, remember, there was huge thick ones, and the thing went, the video cassette went in on top, not in the side of it. We had no cable growing up. My dad couldn't afford it. A time machine. Well, we'd have to get on that time machine knowing what we know now. Cold approach, negging, game, all that POA, it's all BS. You need a cold approach. 1,000 women, get 1,000 numbers. No, you don't. That's simping. I don't judge men for staying for the kids. I agree. That's why I wanted to stay in it, for the kids. People have become awkward, yes. Robotic and almost NPC-like. They text each other in the same room. I saw it with my kids. They text their friends at a party in our house back 10 years ago. Literally, texting each other. When a female gets rejected, what immediately happens? They pull out their phone. Had a gal reach out to me after 9 months saying, just out of blue, hey, stranger, you know what that means? The last guy didn't work out. Helping me was so abusive and controlling. She's getting banged daily by Chads who are aggressive and abusive. What do you do on Friday and Saturday nights? Last weekend, I hung out with a couple friends. This weekend, I'm going to go and hang out with a buddy. Sometimes I just go to bed at 10. If men dress the way women do in the gym, they would be arrested. Ain't that the truth? Blockbuster Video back in the day. In Hollywood, remember Hollywood Video? Delart, that's your blessing for not bringing kids in the world, especially having to see them half or less of the time. I'm Gen X too. Suncoast. There you go. Old school. The best thing on the being single is focus on leveling physically, mentally, spiritually, and financially. Don't waste your time. Modern women are getting banged on the daily. You would be surprised, these innocent looking, even Mormon women, how much wiener they have been able to digest. Literally. A lot of women are going to come back. Well said, Alucard. Did you have Betamax? We had the VCR. Remember the video discs? They look like records, and that went away. Cold approach as a teenager, attaboy. Radio Shack. There's Radio Shacks in Mexico. Shaka, brother, good to see our brother Shaka. How are you? Shaka is doing good stuff on his channel. Rad, if a woman dresses up like Catwoman or a dress, what are your true thoughts? Well, they want attention. They want to trick men. I like food more than women. There you go. Electronics, boutiques, and Spencer's Gifts. I just saw that Sabaro Pizza is going out of business. I love Gen X, man. I love being a Gen Xer. Well said, Metal Gear. Wiener and sausage for 300 Trebek. I'm so happy that my new rotation at work will give me 5 weekends, nights off in terms of Friday and Saturday. Attaboy, good for you, man. Laser discs. I remember laser discs. What else was big? Blu-ray. Wasn't Blu-ray the DVDs one thing? And now it went to DVD. There's always a competing technology. Media Play. Oh, we used to go to Media Play all the time. All Susie Roddencrotch. That's funny. Old school arcade games. Attaboy. Love playing Super Mario. I could save the princess on level 7. Take me an hour to do it on a quarter. Gen X is the best. Yeah, Shaka turned 50 last May, I believe. Was it May or March? '72 is. I'm Gen X 72. Is Mexican Coke to drink better than? I've had it. It's not too bad. Cane sugar. You know what's interesting about Mexico? You can get Doritos, Twix candy bars made in Mexico. They still don't taste the same. It's always off. It might be the grain, it might be the corn, it might be the sugar. It's always off. Like Coors Light tastes like Coors Light, but it's still off. 10 reasons why a guitar is better than a woman. Blu-ray held a lot more than DVDs. Oh, was that it? Gotcha. Saw my first plasma TV back in the early 80s was 10K even back then. I remember Nature of Man. Good to see you, brother. 77, attaboy. 75, look at you guys. Seraphin 70. I remember I bought my first TV. It was a flat panel, but it had the bulb. So it wasn't as thin. The plasma ones were coming, but this was 6 inches. Paid $2,200 for it, and I got a deal for it. Now they're like $200. I don't know. That's a good question. I saw that, Mysterio. I don't know what's going on. Do you think it's set up? Time's flying, Shaka. I agree, man. I'm gonna be 54. Gator gum. Attaboy. We used to do that before soccer practice. Gator gum. Shaka turning 51. Look at all you. John Markel 57 next year, 50 next year. Key betters are better. Attaboy. If she likes you, she will show it. I'm only dating women with high. Well said. Well said. 1980. Oh, 40. That's me. My brother's year is 1980. 1980 is the tail end of Gen X, right? 65 to 80. 1965, 1980. You just made it. Big League Chew. I remember Big League Chew. What about Lethal Weapon? Pearl Harbor. That's a great movie. Pearl Harbor. It's a Blu-ray. I never saw it on Blu-ray. That's interesting. Is Blu-ray even still around? Can you get it? I think I have my DVD player somewhere can play it. She got more miles than a Honda Civic. Attaboy. DX. I'm kind of desensitized when it comes to dating nowadays. I don't even ask them out anymore. They've been asking me out. Good position to be in, FJT. Big League Chew. Remember the Laffy Taffies when they were big squares? Big squares. Like literally, it was like 1 inch by 2 inches. Well, 1 inch by 1 inch. I think the content of Red Pill on YouTube since 2020 has changed the trajectory of men that want to think. I agree. I've seen a lot of. It's changed a lot too, right? Outside the box. Well said. Hubba bubba. Attaboy. But yeah, I think a lot of channels have changed differently. Boston baked bean. Ooh, I used to love Boston baked bean. And remember Cherry Chans and Alexander the Grape? They were the equivalent to the Lemonheads. Lethal Weapon 1 to 4. Didn't Christmas have something? Yeah. Can't remember which one. I think maybe Die Hard. I love the 13th Floor. That's a great friggin' movie. At the end, when it looks like a digital matrix and he's driving his car, it's a great friggin' movie. Even my car is worn out. Well said. 80s best decade, high school from 80s to 83, endless party. I love the 80s, man. Chico sticks, love them, dude. Love Chico sticks. They were 10 cents. I think they're still a little bit cheaper than normal candy bars, but they were good. Sugar daddies were good. Sugar babies. What about Idaho Spuds? Remember those? Physical media will never die out. There's digital media you really don't want to own it all. I still got my CDs and a few DVDs. Nature Man, well said. Don't want to waste your energy. I get it. Wait, once you've had sex a lot, you know what you're getting. Might be wetter and tighter, but you're getting the same experience. That's all. You can play them all on the PS3. Interesting. Betamax is the future. VHS will be gone soon. The good old days. I remember though. Remember Alexander the Grape. Attaboy. Char, good to see you. We got another guy from Deutschland. We got Europe, Char. Oh man, we got some good guys in here. Remember Bubble Burger come in as a plastic Big Mac could blow the biggest. Oh yes, I do remember that. Yes. Yes. What, remember candy cigarettes? Candy cigarettes for the 300 Trebek. I love those. Yeah, those are good. Those are good stuff. I grew up with bomb pops. Ooh, blow pops and bomb pops. Remember the finger pops? I think the bomb pops were on your finger, right? The ring pops. No mental health in the 80s. People absolutely, man. They figured shit out. Today they need helmets just to exist. Anyone born in the 70s really grew up in the 80s? Well said. It's embarrassing to be in a relationship now. That's funny. That'd be a good bumper sticker. All male superheroes and even Santa Claus is single. Huh? Go figure. So is Jesus. Alexander the Great is on Iron Maiden song. Attaboy. Big Chew bubble gum. Look at you guys throwing it back. Garbage Pail Kids. Rotten Ronnie for 300 Trebek. Some of those women are abusive. I remember the dipsticks, candy cigarettes, and pixie sticks. Ooh. I had a buddy, he would snort pixie sticks. I'm like, what does that do for you? Makes your nose all blue. Pop rocks with soda pop. I remember someone saying if you put pop rocks and Coke, you'll explode your stomach. Didn't Mythbusters myth bust that? Yes, cotton candy is delicious. You can buy it in the stores here. It's not as good though. Biggest difference is initial attraction, then it's either moving or starfish in the dark. Not much difference. Well said. PS3 controller. Well said. After I bang her, it's like I have no interest in women. You know what you're getting. You just want to roll off and be left alone. I've been with every type of woman I've ever wanted to be with. I never hired a streetwalker, and you're right. It's definitely overrated. There's no such thing as a golden vagina. There really isn't. Fishy box for 3,000. Saw AC/DC. What was that? Was Bon Scott with them at that time? Can't remember if he had died before that, but boy, you saw back in the day rising AC/DC back in those times. Done dirt cheap. Dirty deeds. Wendy's or McDick's? Wendy's for me. He snorted pixie sticks. It's so weird. I think you just got a gnarly stomach ache. Yeah, remember, don't do it. Your stomach will blow up. What about Mentos and Diet Coke? Yeah, well, no, those blow out of the bottle. I've seen that. I wonder if they do that to your stomach too. You never know. Jaguar video game. We played ColecoVision, Sega, early Nintendo. Remember ColecoVision? ColecoVision had Donkey Kong. Atari Pitfall was my favorite to play. Excite Bike on Nintendo was my favorite. They'll always want a woman for sex. No, yeah, because men believe that a women making love to a woman validates them. Very weird, huh, Metal Gear? Pixie sticks up your nose. Wendy's is still amazing over the yeah. Wendy's, I talked to a meat salesman. He said Wendy's has very strict rules for their meat, and if it doesn't hit their requirements, they send it back. So feel good next time you eat a Wendy's Big Dave. Square patties are better than frozen. Well said. I do like Wendy's. Fries aren't as good, but the best fries are McDonald's because they're laced with like 100 different like preservatives. Intellivision, I remember Intellivision. Well said. He's a weak man if all he does is focus on the box. That's probably why I stopped watching Greg Adams, because that's all he talked about, going to the JUCO, junior college, and getting box. 80s, the culture was healthy. People were generally happy. I didn't even know what autism was until the late 90s. I think my brother got diagnosed with ADHD in like 1989 or 1990. He was 10 years old. We didn't know what that shit was. There was no medication. If there was somebody on antidepressant, that person was literally a shut-in, really wacky. Nobody talked to him. And now all that crap's everywhere. In fact, most kids, if they're not on an antidepressant, are looked at as weird. Delart says he's been sold it so long, prawn is just disgusting. Yeah. Ones and zeros behind those screens, right? Burger King Whopper was big. I used to love the Burger King Whopper, RB. Well said. And they were bigger. They were bigger. I guarantee they're double the size back then. I remember they're being so big. Smell-o-vision. Remember Scratch and Sniffs? Remember, at least when I was in a grade school and middle school, we had Scratch and Sniffs. Popcorn Scratch and Sniff. Licorice Scratch and Sniff. Triple Dave burgers are good. Bangkok. Confucius says, man who go through airport sideways, Bangkok. Autism is too well ignored. Is so too well ignored. Well said. Prehistoric ColecoVision. Donkey Kong, Yoshi's Island. Yep. At least 2 times a week after work. You know it, Mysterio. Triple decker gut bombs, but every now and then they taste good. They don't want to live alone. Women can't live alone. They always got a guy on the back burner too. Flame broiled for the win. Well said. Beef tallow cooking the fries. It's always good. They did. They had high standards. That I know of. I'm going to get me a cheeseburger and fries at a local restaurant right now. Attaboy. Mayor says parents were real parents. Dude, my parents weren't our friends. That's the problem now. Parents have turned in their buddies. The moms are best friends with their daughters. The moms think they're the peer group of their daughter. My dad was my dad. My mom was my mom. They weren't our friends. They kicked our ass. Spicy chicken is good at Wendy's. When you were married, did men ever compliment her? Yes. Which that didn't bother me. Whatever. I never heard of a classmate's parents who were divorced. I remember when I first heard my friend Cole Chase, his name was Cole Chase, that his parents were divorced. I'm like, what does that mean? Well, I go to my dad's house. I go, your dad has his own house? Yeah, my mom has her house. Thought it was the weirdest thing. My parents had to explain to me what it meant. I think I was like 8 years old. The best food is the food that you eat with peace and happiness. Ooh, well said, Europe. Cooking sauerkraut the right way. I like sauerkraut. Good German sauerkraut. I knew single mothers who teach their daughters and sons to call their stepdad daddy. Oh, it's ridiculous. My mom and my sister don't get along. The oldest sister. They haven't for years. My mom refuses to be her friend. All the burger joints around me hired unhygienic third worlders. Haven't had any for several years. Depends on where you go, that's for sure. The parents let the iPad teach their kids. That they sure do. Food to sit down and enjoy it with no backstory behind it. Attaboy. Peace, quiet, and freedom. You won the childhood lottery. I think I did pretty good too. I had good parents. FJT used to watch Greg Adams, but every stream was talking about paying for the bottom of the barrel streetwalker. Yeah, I just got tired of it. It's like, man, if that's all you're focusing on, making money and buying big, expensive toys, there's more to life than that shit. I'm not saying don't have nice things, but don't spend all of your time trying to impress others by how much snatch you get and what kind of car and motorcycle you drive. Who cares? Spinach cooked, dry only. Spinach cooked in palak paneer, the Indian food, is delicious, but I agree. Stadium hot dogs. I love hot dogs too. With sauerkraut, onions, jalapenos, mustard. Ooh, spicy with ramen and cheese. Attaboy. Never give up on yourself. Every woman that broke up with you or divorced you wants to see you destroy. Of course. Of course. Andy says F off to social media. I would agree with that. Good to see you, brother. I like Costco Polish dogs. Costco has also very high strict standards for their meat. According to this meat salesman, Costco and Wendy's and In-N-Out have the best standards for meat. And and they measure it every time they get a shipment, and if it doesn't hit it, they send it back. So Costco, if you eat a Costco dog once every blue moon, it's okay. It's not full of shit. But most hot dogs are. He runs a business, Europe, that's for sure. He is a simp in the fact that he keeps seeking. I don't care if you're not married or don't have a girlfriend, but if you're constantly paying for pussy, yes, there's something wrong with you. Nathan's are good. Hebrew National suck. I like Nathan's. It's better that you eat in your own place, and at least you know how the food's being made. Guys, it's been a great stream. I'm going to cut it now. I got to do some things, but I will be back again, and we'll go from there. Thanks for participating, and remember, men first. I'm out.